Good morning. It's Maria from the Fox 11 Newsroom here in Los Angeles, and we've got the beautiful and talented Amy Brenneman joining us this morning. We're so happy to see you, big movie star, TV star, talking about a special fundraising event today, and amongst other things. I'm sure people have some other questions for you as well. So let me quickly introduce you to everybody. They're all really cool. They hang out with us on a regular basis. So, we've got Chris who just joined us. Chris is in Dallas.
Hi there.
We've got Kempton who is in Calgary, Canada.
Hi, Amy.
Lexi is in Wyoming.
Hi.
We've got Monica, who is in Boulder, Colorado. And we've got Trev, who is hanging out with us from Yorkshire. He's in the UK.
Hi.
And we've got a bunch of people watching us on YouTube, too. Hi, YouTubers. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you plus and comment and share the link. And if you have a question, tag me or anyone in the Hangout, and we'll get them to Amy. It's really cool. I think Michelle Obama just had her first Google Plus Hangout the other day.
Fun.
The president has had a couple of Google Plus Hangouts. So it's really neat to... There's no more 6 degrees of separation for anyone. So it's awesome. So you guys, Amy's here to talk about a fundraising event that personally, I'm sorry that I don't have all the details, but I want you to tell everybody. If you don't know Amy, you've been under a rock, because Amy's been on NYPD Blue. Oh my God, private practice judging. Amy, hello. And I fell in love with you definitely when I saw the movie Heat. Oh,
yeah, me too. Yeah.
So awesome.
You know,
movie. But anyway, okay, let's talk about the fundraising and what's going on with that.
Yes. On March 9th, which is on Saturday, I will be hosting and producing Chime-a-Palooza 2013, which is a multimedia celebration for the Chime Institute. The Chime Institute is the national leader in fully inclusive educational models. So what that means...
Yeah, what does that mean?
Exactly. Is putting a lot of kids together in a classroom that normally are separated. So you're going to have kids of different abilities, gifted, typical, kids with disabilities that may be physical, academic. It is incredible. As I always say, it's the way the world should be. And yet a lot of schools like the idea of having maybe a child with a disability in class with their peers. They don't know how to do it. So the Chime Institute knows how to do it. So my kids have friends that are very, very different from them, and yet there's this commonality. And as I've really delved into this, I realize it is another level of desegregation of schools. In the same way, coeducational education broke down the gender walls, racial desegregation. This is another breaking down of walls.
We were just talking about it, and Lexi, hats off to you, because you know more about this hangout than I do today, because she was talking about kids and special needs. We were just hanging out with Didi Khan, who has a son who's autistic, and so she was talking about that. He's 20 years old now, and talking about her career and having to care for him and whatnot. So why is this so important to you, and why is this touching you in a special way?
Well, my daughter has academic special needs, so that's how we found Chime, and she's a kid who definitely needs academic support, but when I looked at the options that were out there, the truly special needs schools felt like a ghetto to me, quite honestly. And I thought, wait, there's no peer modeling. This isn't going to help her come up. So we were so blessed. Chime is a lottery. It's a public charter school, so you gotta.
Where is it?
It's in. Well, our school is in Woodland Hills, California, but we're also a lab school for CSUN. So there's constantly new teachers, new ideas. You know, you might have a child who learns visually. You might have a child, like outside of many of the classrooms in the elementary school, there are little trampolines, and you know, I'm in my 40s, so back when I was in school, if a kid had a problem sitting at the desk and be like, you're a bad kid, go to the principal's office. Now they know that some kids literally might need to jump for 5 minutes, and then they come back and then they can get their lesson. So it's really, it just feels good being there. And you know, many of the kids are on the autism spectrum, as Didi probably said, 1 in 66 kids. And a lot of kids are coming up differently, but that doesn't mean they need to be segregated or should be segregated.
There's just different levels of
There's different ways of learning.
Spectrum. If you guys have a question or comment, you know, just get my attention. Kempton, go ahead, you're first.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. I'll save my second one later. But the first question is, I love you in Heat. I literally fall in love with you as I watch Heat. Your character is so important in the storytelling. So what was it like working with Robert De Niro?
You stole my question.
That was very,
boys love the Heat.
Yeah.
That's true. I
really want you to get away with Robert and be happy ever after. But
Well, there's a funny story. If you love Heat, you might enjoy the story, which was I had just finished NYPD Blue,
Yes.
and you know, I came from New York, you know, deconstructed feministy theater, so I was really excited to be in Hollywood. I also was like, what is up with all these boys and guns? Like, constantly I'm around boys and guns. So I got out of NYPD Blue, and my agent said, you know, Michael Mann wants to meet you for this movie Heat, and I read the script, and I just hated it. I just hated it, and I said to my agent, I don't want to do it, and he said, why? He's like, more men and guns. Like, I don't get it. I don't get, like, what is this preoccupation? So he said, well, Michael Mann really, like, maybe just have a meeting. Because he wanted me to read for the role that Ashley Judd did.
Oh,
so,
the other one.
That's different.
Val Kilmer.
So I said, well, I always like to meet people, but please let him know that I'm not a fan of the script. It'll just be a meeting. Okay. So I come in, and Michael Mann, who's a dear friend of mine, and he's just one click away from being in the mafia. He's like, so, you know, you don't like my script? And I said, no, I don't like your script. And he said, why? And I was like, I don't understand. Like, these men and guns, and they're so violent and weird with each other. And he always said, right at that moment, he knew I had to play the part that I played, because I'm the one person in the movie going like, what the hell's going on? Like,
yeah, exactly.
the
innocent person.
So I came to the part very, very naturally. Bob was a delight. You know, he was sort of vulnerable too, because he doesn't usually play romantic leads, you know, so he was very dear with me, and we had a really lovely connection. They shot that movie over the course of 6 months, and I sort of shot 15 days. I would sort of come and go. I got engaged to be married. I'd go off and have adventures. I'd come back, and very, very lovely, very sweet.
And since then, you were on Judging Amy, which you helped create and produce.
Right.
For a gazillion seasons.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Much success on that show as well.
Yes.
I didn't realize that your mother was a judge.
Yes.
And that's how it
That's how I created it. We sort of created it together. So yeah, I like the producing thing, as you can tell.
Yeah,
I'm very bossy. Ask my husband.
So Amy, where are you going from here? Now that private practice is over.
I don't really know is the short answer. I now that my kids are older, I would like to produce whatever television I'm next in. Doing private practice was awesome, to be part of such a strong, wonderful show, and my kids were little, and I thought I can't produce, but I do like coming up with the ideas. So I'm looking into a production deal to produce stuff for cable. I'm also doing, the one thing I do know is I'm going to do the play. I did this new play called Rapture, Blister, Burn in New York last spring, which is a wonderful experience, and we're going to do it here in LA, which I love doing that play, so that's cool.
Chris, go ahead.
I have a question. Okay, so you're an actress, but you're also like to produce stuff. It's very similar to at least following athletes that I've followed, where they are an athlete and they become a coach, where they have to train and do all that stuff. And some of them really struggle because they're so demanding, because they expect so much from their athletes. And then some can relate to what they are going through. Where do you fall in on that line, on producing?
I'm not hard. I mean, especially like with Chimapalooza, one of the, you know, people have, I put together a spoken word piece that Benjamin Bratt, Tim Daly, Paul Adelstein, Lorraine Toussaint, as well as performers from our community are going to do, and partly, and it really is about Chime being in this tradition of desegregation. But the end of it, I asked people from our community to send me stories. And they're beautiful, and they're, you know, stories about, you know, a mother of a child with cerebral palsy who has said, your child will never have friends, and then they got to Chime and the child has flowered. So I really feel, as a producer, to be honest, my job is to mirror and celebrate the performers and the writing that come my way. It's honestly, it's a similar muscle to mothering when I'm in my good mother mode, but it's really to nurture and celebrate someone else, which I think after being, you know, acting can be very self-oriented. So I love that I get to do this other thing, which is celebrate other people.
For those who are not able to make it to Chimapalooza, how can they be more involved in Chime, and what can we do?
Yes, www.chimapalooza.org is our incredibly comprehensive website. If you go to gallery, you'll see all these clips from our last year's show. We're going to put this year's show up as soon as we've done it. There's a way that you can buy tickets. You can sponsor a teacher, because as we know, our teachers are not paid enough anywhere. So you could, like my parents in Connecticut bought 2 tickets for teachers, and there's also a donate button. And just as I said, if you're interested in inclusive education, if you have a child with special needs, if you're interested in that whole issue, Chime is the national leader.
Amy Brenneman, you guys, we are excited to.
Time for last question.
No, I'm sorry, Kempton.
Oh my gosh, Kempton.
No Kempton question.
But anyway, Deanna's from Reno. But you guys, thanks so much for hanging
Thank you.
out.
This was
with
super
Amy.
fun.
Will you come back?
Thanks a lot.
Yes,
Of
of
course.
For
course.
next project.
Yeah,
You can come
absolutely.
talk
I
about
can
it.
come in my pajamas.
Yes,
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's what they do. They're not wearing anything.
I know.
From the waist
Kempton, are
down.
you wearing
Hey
anything?
now, hey,
From the
watch
waist
No,
out.
not
down?
really. No,
No.
No,
thanks.
not really.
No one's wearing anything for the waist down.
Why you telling all those secrets, Maria?
Will you guys take a quick photo before we go, please? Okay, here's the camera right here. Cheese. Thank you.
Thank you. This was really fun.